Hey there, Josie here. I'm going to walk you through my workflow and how I make my triangle star watercolor paintings. I consider them to be pretty much just elaborate color charts because I love the colors. So here we have my palette. These little plastic dealies come right out of here. Some of them came as half pans and some of them were empty, and I squeezed in tube colors into them. So there's my palette. I also use a stencil. I do not remember where I got this stencil, but there's all sorts of cool websites with a million different kinds of stencils. I don't use this traditionally as a stencil where you would like dab the paint around it. Instead, I use it as my drawing. So I take a 6H pencil, which the 6H just means that the graphite is really hard, which means it leaves a pretty soft pencil mark that once I get the painting down there, you won't actually be able to see the pencil mark, which I like. So then I just kind of like trace around my edges of my my stencil. I use conventional round brushes for watercolor. The watercolor brushes tend to be short like this. Not the longer ones are usually for acrylic or oil. I like really small brushes, so I go from 0 to 2, which just means that the top is really small, and I use round ones. That's my preference for watercolor. I don't spend a lot of money on brushes because I tend to lose them, I tend to ruin them, and the smaller the brush goes, obviously the cheaper it's going to be, so it's just a couple bucks per brush, and that seems to be the best. Another really handy dandy tool is this water refillable brush. It has water inside the chamber here, which you can just fill it up from your tap. I don't know if you can see the little hole there. You fill it up. These are great for a number of things, especially for travel, because you know, sometimes I'll take them in the car, and they work great. You squeeze them, and I don't know if you can see it here. The brush is a little dirty, so you can see the green water coming out. Normally, if I clean my brush properly, it would not be green. But when you squeeze it, it comes out. Otherwise, if you don't squeeze it, it just kind of keeps a steady little bit of water coming through that brush, which can kind of extend your paint and also create sort of a gradient effect, which can be really cool. I found this one on Amazon. You can buy them, and they're pretty cheap. You can get them in 6-packs, and I've been loving it. And again, I like the small round. They come in all different sizes, but I like the small round. Okay, you can see my faint pencil line as I start the painting. I'm using the water brush. You'll notice that I'm dropping in little specks of water as I'm going to create the mottled effect that looks really nice on the watercolor paper. And this is a little bit faster than real time. It's probably sped up about twice. And this is sped up about 8,000 times. This painting probably took me 3 or 4 hours in total. You can see that I kind of have a workflow, sort of usually left to right, so my hand isn't in the paint. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure. Hope you learned something. Please follow me on YouTube for more tutorials. I hope to be releasing a couple more soon. Also on Josie Lewis Art in Instagram for more videos. Thanks a lot. Bye.